Hi guys, Puddin here from BIA World of Warships with a game for you in my Tier 10 German battleship, the Kurfürst. Now my captain skills are going to be priority target, extra plane, expert marksman, basics of survivability, advanced fire training, manual secondaries, and concealment. My modules will be protect my main batteries, longer shooting secondaries, DAMCOM 1 and 2, faster reloading main battery, and even more concealment. Now, for those of you that did watch Sunday's video, that was supposed to be for Tuesday. So this is kind of a surprise for everybody, to be honest with you. I'm sure Spider and Sneaky weren't expecting this. But a game like this, I just can't deny showcasing it. Just one hell of a game. Spoiler alert, this is the most damage I have ever done in any ship ever. This battle happened Sunday night at around 3 o'clock in the morning, playing with Shin, who really hasn't been around in a couple months due to his own issues. I actually did get some decent sleep Sunday, so I figured I would do this just to give you guys a little bit more insight. It usually takes myself at least 4 to 5 hours to do one of these videos for you guys, just due to all the stuff, well, that we do.
Enemy force detected.
Now, of course, the game plan is going to be, do what we can at A. Kind of disappointed that the Ibuki wasn't spotted. The other thing is, I was trying out the 406s on the Kurfürst. I believe these are the 420s. These work better for me. Not saying that the 406s are wrong. The 420s just work better for me. The other thing is, I did read all the comments on Sunday's video, and I do appreciate all the support. Pretty much to answer one gentleman's question, no, it has nothing to do with insurance issues. But we see the Akazuki, might as well take a shot in on him. Click on him for my Nurnbergs to go to town, and there's 6,700 health. He's never going to get back. I want to focus on that guy because he's, well, closer, and he was actively shooting at our shimmy. Unfortunately, our shimmy goes down. Get a couple secondary hits on the gentleman. Now, this replay is going to showcase a couple of key things. Well, I usually will shoot at DDs while some other players will not. I kind of do have a secondary build to deal with them, but I go with the secondary build to deal with 2 ships at once. But what you're going to see here is actually a really good, I hate to say textbook because I'm not the best at it, but a really good showcase of how to properly kite, maximize your damage, as I just take a big hit there, probably from a Montana. But the other thing is, this game in itself is, well, an extreme rarity. It's not a rarity because I've done an absurd amount of damage or because of what I'm about to get, but because of the way things played out. The other thing I believe this replay will show is why you never go in a division with 3 battleships. Why you try not to tunnel vision also. I believe that is what happened to the enemy Montana Div. Now, Shin did say, after this game, he did Des Moines type-like stuff. Now, the Des Moines does 2 things. Sits behind an island and pisses everybody off because nobody can push it out because it's bow in and you can't get shots in, or it just outright gets blap at the start of the game. I bitched at Shin. I'm like, how the hell do I bounce on a Mogami? And it's kind of broadside, but whatever. Now, as you can see, All three of the Montanas are on one side. And they're kind of not focusing on me. If you're in a battleship, especially three together, you need to focus on one target, no matter what it is. No matter if you have good shots or bad shots, you focus on one target and just punish it for being in the existence and in your way. Now, what I'm doing is I'm slowing down. I'm hoping for the second Montana to come out, the one that's on A, to get my secondaries into play, or as I like to call them, my Nurnbergs. Now, the other thing is you will not see my secondaries fire until I actually select the ship. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get into play while the guy was still capping. I had originally thought that our Montana was AFK. But right now, all I'm going to do is just kite away. I'm going to do it relatively slow. I was actually aimed on the Ibuki, not the Bismarck. But what I want to do is have these guys creep up into my secondaries. Kind of noticed that guy on cap isn't getting Nuremberg to death, so I switched to the other gentleman. Now what I do here is I've got my secondaries on one guy, and I'm actually looking at the other Montana, the guy that's on A. I am fairly well angled against the two behind me, but as you can see, I'm pretty much showing full broadside to the gentleman on A. So what I do is start angling up a little bit. I see this Montana is going to eat some torps. So what I do is I'm going to switch targets and put it on him to help with the damage over time. This guy's showing me broadside. Unfortunately, I don't get a citadel. I aimed up a little bit high. But I see this guy, I know his damage count is out, and the reason I go with the secondary build on my German ships is, like I said, just for the fire damage. I'm not looking for the secondaries to do amazing damage. I'm looking for them to cause fires, get their damage control out, and just burn gentlemen. Unfortunately, our Ognivoy got spotted. Luckily, I did not lose my rear turret that did get knocked out because I did not repair it. But as we can see, I'm focusing on one guy, even with my secondaries. Usually I will have my secondaries help me with infighting two targets, but I need to start dealing with one ship and get rid of it as fast as possible. That guy's low health. I'm hoping that the Ibuki was going to come out so I could blap him, but that gentleman never does. Now, if you notice by the scoreboard, I don't think we've ever had the ship lead. If we did, it was for a couple of seconds. Don't even think we've had a cap. We're behind on points. We're losing ships. And you know what? This game is for the enemy to win. We might have had B, but I mean, as you can see, the enemy's actively getting it. We're not in the best situation. Now, the other thing I want to point out is our Montana shooting HE. I don't know why. You saw myself take a shot at a half health-ish Montana that was bowing to me and still do 10k damage. You can still damage ships if they are bowing or angled. You don't aim at the waterline. You aim a little bit higher, not exactly midship, but right about where the deck is at, and hurt them that way. Now I am trying to maintain angle to these gentlemen while making sure that most of my secondaries can get into play. I want to make sure that these secondaries are constantly firing and that they're never on cooldown. Now the other thing is I'm trying to speed away a little bit so the Bismarck secondaries don't get involved in this, because I'm not going to be able to handle 3 battleships and a set of Nurnbergs just pissing me off. But every time I see these guys slow down, I slow down. I'm going to keep my secondaries into play. I'm actually aiming for the second turret on the Montana, knowing that if he slows down enough, the shells are actually going to come home on him. And if not, they're going to go right into the superstructure and do a lot of damage. Now, I see I'm getting behind the island, and I'm going to lose. I'm not going to focus on that guy. So I immediately switch my secondaries and my focus on this gentleman. He's got really no help because those guys aren't going to be able to help. Now, my secondaries aren't into play, so I want to turn a little bit to start them going. But as you can see, this guy's actually kind of aiming lower. I just started speeding up at the right time. Now, I know I'm going to come out from behind this island, and really the last thing I want to do is not be ready for these gentlemen. Somebody whacks the Montana fairly good, and he's down on health. I don't know why this guy's pulling a boot, and when I say pulling a boot, stopping and reversing, it's fucking stupid. He would have been better off going forward.
Destroyed an enemy battleship.
I had his side, and just stopping and reversing makes my shot easier, because I didn't need to do massive damage to him. But I see the Montana behind me is burning, and now I got to deal with the Bismarck. The Bismarck is the biggest threat to me. And you may be asking yourself, why is the Bismarck the biggest threat? One, you can see most of my side. I'm completely angled up against the Montana behind me. But more importantly, that guy has Nurnbergs of himself. While I may have better Nurnbergs, he still has Nurnbergs that are going to cause fires. And as you can see, I am out of heals. I'm sure somebody's going to go fight a superintendent. Might have been a little bit better off, but I prefer to burn less. I don't like fires unless I set fires on somebody else. Now, unfortunately, my guns keep getting knocked out. So they're not on the exact same timer. But as you can see here, we don't have a cap. There's only 4 of us left against the 5 of them. And I shitting myself for both, kind of like, this is a loss. But what did I do by kiting 4 battleships? While the Bismarck took a moment to come up into this battle, is I get a witherer and I start laughing my butt off. And this is when Shin kind of asked me, well, what kind of secondary build are you running? But I had 4 of these guys follow me all the way up to the B and A line, which puts them out in a horrific position. I don't know why it's showing me the one turret doing a complete 360, but yeah. Why, you know, these guys tried to chase me down. Now, while they tried to focus fire on me, they didn't. They kind of, one guy would shoot, then they would shoot at something else, then, you know, another guy would shoot. But it's at this point when I kind of tell Shin, I said, shit, we can win this game. If the guys to the south can actively kill the guy, you know, the 2 guys by sea, we might be able to win. I'll be able to take on this Montana without a problem. Now, as you can see, what I'm actually doing is stopping and reversing too, because, well, I need this guy to stay in my secondary range. My secondaries are what's going to allow me to help me win this battle. Now, I do not know why the Montana is ignoring me. I'm extremely low health. I'm sure my secondaries and constant setting fires on him just got to piss him off. This is what happens when you fail to focus fire and kill one target. I'm a better target for this Montana for several reasons. 1, I'm willing to show a lot more side than the Yamato. 2, you're never going to go through the Yamato's bow because it's a Yamato, you're a Montana. And then this guy turns broadside. And I'm thinking, oh my god. I'm like, if we kill this guy, there's a chance. There's plenty of time to get a cap and chase down this cruiser. Is I hit a nice big solid hit on this guy, which is going to make it easier for either the Yamato or myself to finish this guy off. And now this guy's paying attention to me. I'm sure it's because his guns were looking this way more than he wanted to turn for the Yamato. Is I actually get an arsonist. I started laughing at Shin. I'm like, holy crap, I got Wither and an arsonist isn't as funny. He's like, well, you got high caliber and Confederate also. And I'm like, well, as long as I don't die here, I'm going to get a dreadnought, you know, whether we win or lose, because I am out of heals and I am in the orange. I'm also telling him, I'm like, you know, I did 276,000 damage and I've got 3 million potential damage. If those guys would have just stayed out of my secondary range, which is 11.7 and focus fire, who knows how this game would turn out? Because it's 276k, 3 ships I'd taken care of that, you know, wouldn't have been there, along with 3 million potential damage. Like, they shot at me and did an awful lot, and I'm still kicking. Now, I asked Shin to let the Montana know that I have my Hydra going because I was in all chat and I didn't really want to push forward and need a torpedo because I would not be able to survive it. But this Ibuki, for whatever reason, is still kind of pushing into us. I'm sure it's because the DD is maybe creeping up behind him, but even running away, he's just not going to win. He's by himself. At no point did we ever have the lead, but as soon as this guy dies, we're going to win. And now the post-battle results. Now, I do hope you guys enjoyed this replay. The lack of focus fire and them allowing me to kite them while maintaining my secondary range is inevitably, I believe, the downfall of the enemy, along with them chasing after me and just having faith in my friendlies that they can get the job done, and we did. One other question was, that I forgot to mention on Sunday's video, was, are there any other games you guys wouldn't mind seeing on the channel? Because there are other games we do play. With that being said, I would like to say thank you for all the support. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you send us. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. And on that note, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.